This is World Beer News. These are the best stories and reports from around the world of beer. I'm Nitch with this week's selection of highlights, including socialism in Canada, bribery in Japan, the future of your growler, but first... That's right, people. 1993, it's coming back. Hey!
These three words when you're getting busy. Whoop, there it is, Hitman. Whoop, there it is. Whoop, there it is. Whoop, there it is. Whoop.
It's getting a few degrees cooler because Miller Coors is bringing back its citrus-flavored malt liquor beverage, Zima, in an attempt to cash into the nostalgia vibe. You know, something like, it's totally normcore. Whatever that means. Tap the future. It's a great tagline, so wouldn't be surprised that it came from a big company. So Miller Lite, tap the future. They're looking for individuals with original business ideas who are ready to take their business to the next level. Contestants will have the opportunity to pitch their business live in front of Damon John from ABC's Shark Tank. Anyway, if you want to play along, applications are being accepted now until July 14th. Free big company money if you can get in there. Why not? Whatever. This thing here, it's interesting. It's interesting. Keeps 3 growlers cold and fresh on tap at home. It's a well-organized Kickstarter. So if you're looking to do a Kickstarter crowdfund campaign, follow these people because they did an amazing job. They know what they're doing. They've done a lot of market research. They're bringing a unique product to the market. So basically you take your growler, you take the top off, you put it in this little top in, depressurize it, or take the oxygen out, put it upside down, put it in your machine, and you get to have 3 growlers on tap at home, cool and happier. It's interesting. It's an interesting idea. With the downturn of the interest in growlers recently and crowlers being used more often, it's really yet to be seen whether or not these guys will actually change the beer drinking world. I'm waiting for party pigs to become international. So that's what I want. Ooh, speaking of the future though, Brewdog's new Columbus, Ohio location has headhunted itself Jason Pond from Firestone Walker as their head of production. So who is better? Firestone Walker or Brewdog? Comments below. I expect there to be blood, but you better give reasons and not just emojis. It's not a vote count. You need to tell me why you pick one or the other. Good luck. Ewart here is a Canadian beer geek, and he is glad to see a court ruling has been thrown out in New Brunswick on a man's fine of $229.50 Canadian cents for buying cheaper beer in another province and then bringing it home. So Ewart says it's socialism at work. They have federal import and duty laws that regarding alcohol, but each province has layers and regulations on top of that prohibit free trade in between the borders. Since in some provinces like New Brunswick and Ontario, they have government-owned and operated beer and liquor distribution and retail. People just pop over from New Brunswick to Quebec to buy beer and then sneak it back in. It's been going on for decades now. Most people, they don't even challenge the fines when they get them because, the legal fight battle is probably more costly. So good on this guy for winning that deal, and Canadian law is potentially changing. So it's interesting. Canadians have strange border laws, huh? They're refusing to pay taxes due in their respective areas. I mean, America first, but maybe Canada second.
This is a message from the government of Canada.
The only difference is we say A, and instead of cursing, we passively aggressively say sorry. We also have maple syrup. It's amazing, it's delicious, and I promise you it's 100% organic and Mexican free. But Donald, we know it's gonna be America first, America first. But before you go giving the title to the Europeans, Please remember your next door neighbors to the north, and let's say Canada second.
Canada, in fact, is so great that Tokyo bribes its taxpayers with Canadian beer. You see, in Japan, they have a tax system. It was implemented to raise funds to keep the increasingly aging rural towns alive. And it's now essentially turned into a billion-dollar industry, with towns offering up beef and seafood and other goods in exchange for people's tax revenue. So, for example, a Japanese taxpayer can get 3 kilograms of premium beef for redirecting about $437 in local area tax, the tax they get taken from where they live, to a city in southwest Miyazaki Prefecture. So same, like this. Gratitude for about 260 of local taxes funneled to Yamanouchi town in northern Nagano. Meanwhile, doing that, you get yourself 24 bottles of local craft beer. The big downside on this tax, though, is that it hits metropolitan areas like none other. So Tokyo, they can't afford to offer sought-after gifts. They just don't really have anything, which means that they lose out on about $14 million in tax revenue. So areas like Satagaya, who are facing Japan's worst childcare crisis, with more than 1,000 children on waiting lists to get their tax dollars, are getting their tax dollars redirected elsewhere in exchange for beer and beef and other goods. Buy Canadian beer for inner city schools in Tokyo? Enough about meat. Enough about that. I see your man caves. I see those. And I will raise you the rising trend of she sheds. Nice. She sheds by the seashore. These are cool, though. So I was just in Sweden. I didn't see any terror attacks or disgruntled immigrants, but then again, I also didn't get any horny beer or shower beer. So un-American of me. But did you know that there's one Swedish official who has big dreams for workers in his small town, as he wants to make paid hour-long breaks for leaving work to have sex? It's a lovely country. A great country. America first, Sweden second.
From the government of Sweden. This is IKEA. Next to the Trump organization, it is probably the best corporation in the history of the world. Great meatballs, really. Truly fantastic furniture, the best. Some American voters have wondered about how you will afford the wall to Mexico. To that, Sweden would like to say, look no further.
That's really all that's going on in the entire world, in case you wanted to know. Oh, and this one last thing here. This man, he's opening a beer with his dick. There are just so many jokes to be made about that one. So if you don't want to weigh in on Firestone Walker versus Brewdog, then, you know, you can just comment on that video in the links below, or come and hang out on my Discord server, find me on all social media channels. Thank you guys for watching. World Beer News is my favorite thing to do, and I really appreciate you coming and checking out my videos every week. I make other videos on other stuff. You can check that out. If you've got any, you know, extra pesos or euros, or just like, you know, a few little whatevers, you can help support the channel by donating to my Patreon page. That makes it so that, you know, someday I can like upgrade the sound quality. Sorry, that probably messed everything up. It's okay. Merci, au revoir, cheers.